Yesterday, I decided to watch Maiva Hamadouche versus, I've forgotten the girl's name, an Irish girl, Hartkin or something like that, or Harrison. Anyhow, I decided to watch it. So I went over to the Olympic website and it started with men's boxing, and there were maybe 6, 7, 8 boxing matches for men. I wasn't really interested in them, but I still half watched them. And eventually, when they were over, I thought, great, now I'm going to see the women's and watch Hamadouche. But it wasn't to be, because at the end of the men's boxing, there was a feature, an hour-long feature, on transgenderism. Now, this feature, it didn't feature transgender people. These were not transgender people. These were transgender activists. And so there was a solid 1 hour of transgender propaganda. And basically what this propaganda was saying was that if you're a young man or a boy and you want to box as a woman, then you have an absolute right to. Once you identify as a woman, you're a woman, and that was that. Now what this means is that as far as the Olympics are concerned, there's no such thing as female boxing, because theoretically, every single female boxer could have a penis, and that wouldn't be a problem. Now, as I said, the people in this film, they weren't transgender people, they were activists, because there are thousands of transgender people out there who despise, who absolutely hate these transgender activists. And there's a growing number of transgender people who have physically transitioned and who regret it, and who are having all sorts of medical problems they will have for the rest of their life. And they despise these transgender activists. So this film wasn't representing the plight of vulnerable transgender people who are being exploited or abused. This was pure propaganda, pure in your face, literally kicking you in the face with this propaganda. And the message was over and over and over again, if you're a boy, a young man, and you want to identify as female, then you are female. And what this means in practical terms is that there is no such thing as women's boxing. You know, if I was a lot younger, I could be a woman boxer. And what this means is there is no such thing as women's boxing. You know, and you have people like Terry Harper and who else? You've got a whole army of people now in women's boxing who are buying into this LGBT thing. It's Black Lives Matter, the LGBT movement, the anti-racist movement. All of these people they're becoming more and more active in women's boxing. Women's boxing is being racialized. It's identity politics. You know, more and more female boxers are identifying directly or indirectly with the LGBT movement or the anti-racist movement. And none of these movements are what they claim to be. The anti-racism movement has nothing to do with fighting racism. The trans movement has nothing to do with trans rights. Nothing. But anyhow, I might sound as if I'm ranting or something, but actually I'm not just annoyed and angry. You know, this is now out of hand. This is really out of hand. There is no such thing as women's boxing. Now, I will still use the term as a convenient term. If I want to watch Savannah Art or the next fight, I'll be watching women's fighting. But at a deeper level, there is no such thing. And I would love the Terry Harpers of this world. I would love some man to step in the ring tomorrow with Terry Harper and take her belt. I would love that. But that's not going to happen in the immediate future. But it might happen. It might happen quite soon enough. But there you are. I mean, it's women's boxing. You would think that women boxers would be going around saying, "Isn't this great? Isn't this great?" Women's boxing is starting to take off. But no, they're all playing the victim card, the race card, and this is not going to end well. It's not going to end well for women's sport, and it's not going to end up well for society in general. We're living in bad times, really bad times, and dangerous times.